Hey guys, welcome back. Once again, one of my favorite tools that I wanted to share with you guys. I've had this thing since I was about 12 years old, so quite a while. I don't know. I'm 27 now, so I've had this thing for a while. I got my mom to buy me this. We went in, I think it was in one of the shops, Robert Dice or something, one of the sort of DIY home sort of shops. I've done a few things to change this slightly. So I've put a little string there, which, by the way, you should obviously never do if you're working with heavy machinery, which I'm not. And then I've put a little piece of rubber on there because I often like to use this thing as a little hand tool like this when I'm working with things that aren't too difficult to turn by hand, like changing thingies on my skateboard, changing wheels and whatever. So this is such a useful little tool. I like this, a little on the expensive side, but you get quality here. I mean, you'd think that this would break soon, but I mean, I've used this for really heavy jobs and I've been using it, for, ages, a bunch of years. I guess, there were times that I didn't use this for a while, but still, it's got a lot of use. There's no rust. There's no, there's barely any, scratches on. I mean, just goes to show sort of how quality it is, how high quality it is. It's such a cool tool. Sorry, I need to explain what this is. This is sort of a multi-size thing that basically grabs onto whatever you need to sort of turn, most sort of shapes and stuff. Like for example, onto there. That's grabbed onto there, or different sizes of bolts or different sizes of nuts. Grabs on really well. There are some limitations with this, like the depth. It's not that deep, and if you've got a thing that sticks out, for example, if that's your bolt and it's if that's your bolt there going through there, and that's the nut that you need to grab, so that's not really deep enough to go all the way through, to let the bolt go through there and then reach the nut. So that's an issue with most of these kind of wrenches, even the non-multi-size ones, but most of the time this works. The other issue is if you're working in tight spaces where there's something very close to the bolt that you want to turn. For example, if I want to turn this, but there's this thing right there next to it, it might not be able to, because this thing is quite fat and large, it might not be able to reach into that. Most of the time, this works really well. I don't need to, look through a drawer full of various sizes and keep swapping out various tools. Just super useful to have, and grabs pretty much anything that can be grabbed with sort of, I mean, like I showed. So whatever the thing is you're trying to grab, most of the time it'll grab it from fairly small stuff. So like even that, it's grabbing that. So it'll grab most stuff. Obviously round, it won't grab round stuff, like a normal screw that's just round on the outside. Obviously there's nothing to grab there, but super useful little tool. I like this. A little on the expensive side, as about £25. I think I got this for 20. I'm not sure why the price has gone up, but for the amount of years that this is going to last, possibly last a lifetime, I'm super happy with this. Definitely glad I got this. Use it all the time, and yeah, just such a nice tool to have. And it's kind of a cool gadget as well, sort of a bit of a boy's toy sort of thing. If you're into that kind of stuff. The adjustment here for left-right, I would really love if there was a little bit more to grab onto right there, because I mean it's fine, you can turn this, but it'd be nice if there was just like a nice nice thing to grab onto when you want to turn that to change the direction of this. And also there isn't a center locked position. So you've got you've got left and you've got right ratcheting. So ratcheting left, ratcheting right. And the ratcheting action on this, by the way, is pretty good. Works just like a ratchet should. A nice small ratchet, small little clicks. So the distance between them is about yay much, which is a good amount. I'm not sure if there's better. I've not compared this to every wrench on the planet, but very good. Some ratcheting tools have too much of a distance before the click. So with this, if you need to do tiny movements and get something to ratchet, then you can. So let's say that's the stop. That's the click. So there's a very small amount of distance between them. As long as you have at least this much distance to move, then you can do the ratchet action, which I think is pretty good. And you get a nice sized tool there. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what size that is. I don't know, like 7 inches, 10 inches. I don't know, just guessing. I guess 8 inches. But nice tool. I love this. Really high quality, and makes a great little pocket tool when you just use this piece. But obviously then you don't have much torque, obviously depending on how strong you are. If you put a really nice, strong, super tight piece of rubber, I stole this from an old screwdriver I found, just like a really cheapo one that I didn't mind destroying. And that doesn't slip on there. And of course, if you get one that, you know, if the rubber piece you put on there does slip, then you can, I guess you can glue it in place or something. But mine, I just put it on just nice and tight, and that doesn't slip at all. So here's an example of why this thing is so damn awesome to have. So I want to remove some of these screws because this chair for my bicycle thing, exercise bike, is really uncomfortable. So I'm going to make a new one from like wood and a pillow. So I want to be quick about it. So I'm going to remove that. Obviously I can put it directly into the chuck if I wanted, but this is just easier with this little 6mm, whatever it's called. So I'm using the adapter that came with it. I assume it's still sold with one of these. And the magnet on this one isn't very strong, but yeah, it's good enough. And that's it. And I'm not really bothering to center it. I mean, I can, but you know, you can also use it while it's not centered, like that. And it means it just shakes around a little more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So because it's quite heavy, the magnets on these might not always be, you know, that strong to hold it. So you can put it directly into there. It's probably a little bit. Okay, so that is my first ever jam. And like new. So here obviously this thing is in the way, so I can't get to that very easily. And it's even sort of in the way, so that wouldn't connect straight. And so here's another example of when this is super handy, when you have something that's either shaped really weird or in a really awkward position sometimes, or, you know, whatever, that kind of thing. So this thing is actually managing to grab on in this, got this in the wrong direction. So like that. And it's actually turning that even though it's not actually on it properly. And that's really stiff on there. That's, you know, it's not easy enough for me to move them with my hand. And there we go. And by the way, this is why I find these lanyards really useful to have when I'm not working in a situation where they might be dangerous. Then it's, you know, it's really useful to just have this thing. It's really useful to be able to let go of something, but still actually have it at the sort of reachable. Yeah, just nice to have sometimes. I love this little thing. Very happy with this. Definitely recommended. So thanks for watching. If you find this useful, then have a look at the links down below. You can support this channel by using those links. I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.